Okay, so here we have Fude618 or modified Wing Sung 618, and like all piston filler fountain pens, sometimes the piston needs a little lubricating with the silicone grease in order to make sure that the piston filling mechanism is smooth when it comes up and down the barrel when you're filling it with ink. So Fude618 or Wing Sung 618 comes with small little, I guess, converter filled with silicone grease for your convenience to grease up the piston if it ever needs some lubrication. So I'm going to show you how to do this specifically with my Fude618 because there's an extra step that goes into it to take care of it because of the specifics of the Fude nib. Okay, so very first thing you want to do is you want to put the piston to the very top because that's where you're going to access it to put some silicone grease. So like in my other video I explained that there's a tab in a lock so that you cannot turn the piston knob in the back. So step one, like I said in my other video, you have to pull until there's a pop, and then you can manipulate the piston mechanism, put it all the way to the top as much as it can go. I like to put it such that you line up the tab to the lock in the back, and then you push so that it locks, so that it's not twisting while you're doing your lubricating process. So this shows the piston at its topmost position. Alright, so then the next step is we have to remove the section which has the hooded section here, as you can see, and then my the Fude nib that I make onto the pen. So the problem with that is normally you would just take the section and you would twist it. It's a little difficult. Okay, so you would just start to twist it, and because it's a hooded nib, it's gonna kind of interact with a hooded section. It's gonna interact with the nib a bit, and this becomes a problem. See, you can see as you twist it, it clears it, but then right around here, now we have a bit of a problem. Let me try and get the camera to focus on it. See right there? So you can't twist past the Fude nib. So one trick I do for this part is you get an index card or some harder piece of paper, and you kind of wedge it like so between the hooded section and the Fude nib, and then you twist past it. See, like that. So twist past it. It may cut the paper, but you're ultimately trying to protect the plastic of the section and the metal of the nib from each other while you're trying to unscrew this section. I know it's a bit of a pain, but this is only when you are trying to grease the piston. So you twist around until you get back to where it's about to hit again. You put the index card in between the two, so you just kind of prevent the two from scratching each other, and you twist past that point. Keep going, maybe one more third time, and then you should be clear after 2 to 3 times. So then you can twist, the section comes off, the custom Fude nib of the Fude618 is fine, undamaged. So at this point this is regular whether it's modded or not modded. So you take the section, and I'll do it so you can see it, and you pull it off, just kind of nudge, wiggle, pull off, set that aside. So now you just have the barrel section with the piston near the top. Take the silicone grease that comes with the pen, you remove a little cap, And then this part's a little tricky because you don't want to put too much silicone grease in there. So what I do is I push it till it's about to push. I put it inside, and I'm gonna turn it right side up like this. And then I'm gonna just do one little push, maybe two. So just want to get a little bit of silicone grease in there, and then I kind of shake it to like get it down to the piston so that it's, try and get it to focus. You can basically just get the silicone grease down to the bottom of the piston so that it's touching the piston. Then once you have the silicone grease on the piston, do the same thing. You pull back so that you can operate it. Go back and forth. There you can see the silicone grease sliding along the barrel, and I kind of like just go back and forth, and now it should no longer be it should be well lubricated. It should seem like it's well lubricated. And then at that point, you're happy with it. You can add more grease if you want, if you need more. But I lock it at the bottom position for now. And now let's put the pen back together. Sorry, focus. So we're gonna put the pen back together. So this part's a little tricky because you have to get everything to line up again. So what I do first is I take the section and I put it back on the pen. Yeah, so I don't have the feed or the nib in, and I do this because you want to know about where the top part of the hood is. So I just make a little note that that's the top, and some of the pens it lines up such that the top of the hood lines up with the tab in the back, but that's not always the case. So I just usually like hold my nail here in order to line it up to where the top of the hood is, and then I unscrew, get the feed with the nib in it, put it back in, and line up the top, see, with the top of my nail so that it's like all lined up as much as possible. And let's hope, it's kind of trial and error at this point, but you kind of hope that it's gonna line up once you put the section, you twist the section back on. So you put the section back in, and you'll get a few turns before it has the conflict again with the nib. Then you get your index card, slip it between, twist it, twist it past. It's good to use the corner of the paper. So you stick it in, twist it past so that the nib can get by. Put it in, twist it past, and you should be clear after 2 or 3. So then you just keep twisting, and perfect. So you have your nib lined up with your section, your piston is lubricated, and you're ready to fill. So, and I'll do the actual filling in a different video. Anyway guys, hope that was helpful. This process is somewhat specific to the Fude618. Sorry for the long video. Thanks again.